Okay, see if you follow my segue here, because there's another element of this. And obviously, the focus is like winning games and getting into the playoffs. But as close as everything is, it also has the potential to just wreak havoc on the draft order, too. And in a year that is as quarterback heavy as this one looks, with, Michael Penix Jr. just played the game of his life in the semifinals. We know all about Drake May, Caleb Williams, but throw Jaden Daniels in there. I'm fascinated by who is up around like the teens right now who could make a drastic move
Sure.
in that direction. So the reason I bring that up, and you already mentioned the Steelers, but word comes down this week that Mike Tomlin's going to ride the hot hand with Mason Rudolph, which I don't blame him at all. Makes perfect sense. Back-to-back 30-point games. It's the best their offense has looked. But at the same time, I mean, you can't help but wonder what that means when the season is over, right? If Kenny Pickett is healthy and the Steelers know that the journeyman backup gives them the best chance right now, this is just it's a very un-Steelers storyline. Like they love
Yeah.
to just they follow their playbook to a T. I'm fascinated by what this could mean for the Steelers in the long run, no matter whether they make the playoffs or not.
Well, look, he's a first round quarterback Pickett going into his third year next year. So he still has another 2 years on that contract. He's going to be on the team. I don't see them drafting a first round quarterback. That said, they got such better production from Rudolph the last 2 years. Hey, Rudolph's only 28. It's amazing. The last time he had started a game before he went in was like 800 days ago, and he was benched for Duck Hodges in that game. And like the Rudolph, we spent all December talking about what a comeback story this Joe Flacco thing is. How about the Mason Rudolph story over the last 3 weeks?
Something
Like,
in that division, right?
right, it is something, and it's crazy. With the draft order, though, I actually think up top is interesting. So, for those who might not be aware, and I don't think we do this too often, we always talk about who gets into the playoffs. The tiebreakers are way different for who gets the draft pick than it is for who gets into the playoffs. So, we're in the playoffs, head to head is the first thing that matters. In the draft, that's not a thing. Like, it's like the last tiebreaker. In the
Right.
draft, it's your strength of schedule. Okay. And it's, I believe, the stronger your strength of schedule is, or maybe it's whatever it is, Washington has it right now over
Mhm.
Cardinals and the Patriots. But I had Steve Kornacki, who's like the NBC odds guy, on my podcast, and he was saying there is a way. Now, it's not definite. A lot of things have to happen because these teams are so grouped together as far as their opposing teams and their schedules and the strength of schedules. But there is a way that Washington gets blown out by Dallas, as everyone expects, and the Jets beat the Patriots. And if the Falcons beat the Saints, the way the strength of schedules go, because the Falcons would go like this, because the Falcons played the Commanders this year, and the Saints played the Patriots this year, and the Falcons would have a stronger record than the Saints, things would tip. And there are like out of 32 possibilities, and you put in like, well, if the Colts beat this team, and then there is less than half, but a chance that the Patriots jump the Commanders, and then suddenly it goes Bears 1 with the Panthers pick, and Patriots 2, Commanders 3, Cardinals 4, Giants 5. There's also a way, a small, like less than 1% chance that if 5 different outcomes happen and different things are in the league, and everyone gets upset, the Giants go from the 5 pick to the 2 pick. So you never root for like draft order. It's too hard, especially when these teams fight. But like, I think when it's all said and done on Sunday, we're going to wake up with all these playoff teams, but we're also going to look up with a much different draft order than it is right now, because all of these
Yeah.
teams going into this with 4-12 records.
And I mean, and like I said, throughout the way this falls, I mean, yeah, the big quarterbacks will go at the very top, but you think about some of these other quarterbacks. I mean, Atlanta's a perfect example. Like they're sitting 9 right now. Depending on what they do, they could play themselves out of a range to draft the quarterback. They could play themselves into the range. Same thing goes for Las Vegas, Minnesota. You don't know
New
what's going to happen
Orleans,
with their quarterback, New Orleans. I think that's fascinating that
Tampa,
yes,
if Tampa
the
misses the playoffs and they end up under 500 or whatever their record is, and are they definitely giving Baker a 5-year, $100 million deal? Or are they taking a quarterback? Like,
I mean
all this is
I'm
interesting.
it was just last week. Like, and I get it. The goal is to win. I don't begrudge anybody for trying, but like it was the Jets beating the Browns a few short years ago that played them out of Trevor Lawrence. And then years later, you're like, oh wow, yeah, there are repercussions for these late
Yeah.
season results, you know?